Okay, so I just wanted to show using the jelly plate with the Flourishing Hair masks. So I'm going to start with a nice thin layer of blue, a bit Prussian blue. I'm going to just pop a squidge of Payne's Grey in there too. So, just a nice layer. Looks a bit blotchy, but you won't see that in the final piece, I hope. Just rubbing the excess off my roller. Okay, I have a little box of bits and bobs, but great for texture. Here's this one. Just tap it on. This one. And this pretty little thing. Just to push it in place. Let's use a bit of scrunched up paper. And then you can push them in place and you get a bit of texture in the background too. And if you wanted tighter wrinkles, you can do that too. Oh, that came off. I'll just pop it back. And then put bubble wrap. Just a smidge over the lines. Okay. Okay, there we go, I'll just lift those off. They're like embroidered doilies in my stash. Okay, it's quite a thin layer, so it shouldn't take too long to get nice and dry. Not too dry, but so I've just cut some copy paper about the size, and I plan on using Flourish number 1, so we need mask number 1. And then I'm going to pair this with the hand stamp, so a couple of hands, and I'm just planning on this side the pose, so that it includes the hands and the face. So what will happen is this needs to flip, that's why I've got it this way. Shouldn't take too much longer to get dry. Okay, I think that looks okay. It's a thin layer, so I'm just going to put a lighter colour on to do pull the print. Bit of yellow. I might just add a smidge of this buff titanium there, a bit there, and then brayer that around. Oh yes. Sorry, just rolling off my brayer. So I need to flip the mask, so that's that about there. And this one to flip over, and this one also to flip over. Out there maybe. Okay, and then just take a nice fresh sheet and then pull the print. So you want to burnish around the template so that it doesn't have too much of a halo when we come to stamping, and around the little handies. You can feel where they are through the paper. So hopefully this will be a lovely print. I'm just going to get a bigger piece just to get those edges and to flatten it really nicely. Okay. Okay. Let's have a look. There we go. So there's our print, and got a bit of paint on there. You can just drop them in water. Sometimes I like to just using the same colour press a bit on for her little cuffs on her wrists. Oops. Put that in water. And I have a scrap of tissue. Just pick up that little bit left on the plate, and then we can move on to the next bit. So I'm going to use my stamp press to do the next step. It's still a little damp. You could probably dry it quickly with a heat tool if you really wanted to. So now we just have to match the stamps to the little blank areas that we have. So I think it's this side. And then this. Let's get this in place. Okay, a bit wrinkled. And you can just line up the hands. If you look on the side, you can see how well it lines up. And then, sorry, I already have this. This one might just, all get stamped at the same time. So you can just see through the stamp a little of the painted area. So that's ready, and you can see through if you've lined it up well. Okay, that's just picking good strong colour. Oh. Okay, I was lucky I put it on the stamp press really, and then line it back up. One more look. Okay. Okay. Colour. I'm just going to go for this brown, fallen leaves. Okay, so my hand was a little off. All seems stamped fine. You could stamp it again if you felt you needed to, but I'm just going to go with that. Okay, let's put this aside. And then the next we'll need our template back where we got the mask from. And then place the template so we can see the white aperture, and choose one of your faces. I'm actually going to stamp it in the same brown ink that we had used for the hair and the hands. Okay, so hold your template in place and then to stamp the face where you want. Give it a nice firm press so that it can go past the depth of the template. And then while the template's still there, you can just do a little bit of the neckline from the same stamp set. So we just need a little bit. There, see? Tiniest bit of line. And then we remove the mask. We have her stamped in there. Okay, so I just want to clean the template for the next step. Okay. So I just don't want this ink to smudge over her face for the next piece. Okay. So I'm going to place the mask down. This time I'm going to use some distress inks. You can't really see them. So I thought a bit of blue and green would coordinate quite nicely with the background. So I just want to mask the printed area and just apply some of the blue ink around the edge to give some depth and shadow. And then you want to maybe add a little darker in the corner parts there, and a little bit of green. Lovely. So you can see how it's coming together. I think a bit more shade here. Okay, quite happy with that. I'm just going to get a different size brush and then add a little bit to her cheeks. Let's take off some of the red because it's quite strong. Little hint on her nose and lips. And then put the blue in her eyes. And then I might blend it all over with a little bit of pink distress. and then just blend all in one go. Okay, and then you can see that. I might just add a little bit of colour to her hands, too much. Bit of the blue to, oops, give a bit of shadow. That might be a bit too much blue. There's just a bit of white there where the mask missed, so I'm just adding a little distress ink to push that back. There's quite a bit on that side too, beside her thumb, but that's okay, we can live with that. And then you might want to just add a few more highlights to her eyes, and sometimes I'll just go in with a pencil, just add a bit of shade to her eyes, maybe in under her neckline. You can smudge that a bit. In fact, it'd be quite nice to put it around her face to really make that back piece go backwards. And blend it a little bit. Okay, so you could mount that on a piece of card, or because it's quite thin, it'd be really nice sort of decoupage on a block or on a journal page or cover. Okay, thanks for watching.